Joining us now is What She Said relationship expert Tara Antler. Welcome back.
Thank you so much.
And today we're going to talk about how do I know if I've met the one? And with so many choices and decisions we make in a day, it's sometimes hard to be clear as to what people actually want.
Yeah, 100%. And I think, there's a misconception of the one. So all of us are out there, we're trying to find the one. It puts a lot of pressure on us, right? Because there are many options, there are many choices. And for me, what I've seen over time is that there is the one for what particular path you are choosing. So if right now at this particular point in time, you are on a certain trajectory and you call in somebody, they could match and line up with your life path right now, with the choices you've made right now, and you keep choosing. Right? But then if you decide all of a sudden, I'm going to move to Spain and I'm going to create a whole other life and there's a whole other experience, that relationship might not serve that purpose anymore. It may not. And then all of a sudden you call in somebody else. So it's really a matter of what path you're choosing. And then there will be a partner that lines up to that. It's a match. It's an energy match.
Well, we know that there have been a number of movies, and I think women and men have conversations about, is there just one?
Right.
Or are there more ones?
Yeah. I believe in what I've seen, and I've worked with over 10,000 clients one-on-one. I believe there's one for each situation or each path that you're in. I don't believe that the grand creator of all things would put us a needle in a haystack on this planet with more than 7 billion people to say, now go out and find the one.
The one.
The one. Like, that's a lot of pressure. It wouldn't do that. It's always looking for, greatest love, greatest experience, greatest joy, greatest ease, And so for me, I'm always like, tune into what it is that you really want. Get clear on that first. Get clear on knowing yourself. And when you know yourself, you know what you want, you know what you desire. You might be at the ice cream shop. It's like when they say, what flavor would you like? You're like, I don't really know. Well, then they say, would you like to sample it? Yeah, for sure. So you start sampling. You're like, I love this one. Sometimes it's like that when you're dating. You fill the funnel a little bit. You sample the ice cream. You get distilled down and refined around what is it that I actually want. And then once you know in yourself and you lock that in, and you don't give over to, all the other distractions, you will call in that person that matches.
So what process would you recommend? Because I know a lot of people who say they're just not sure. If you ask, what are you looking for? They're not sure.
Yep.
Do you make the decision with your head or your heart?
I do more with my heart. Like, the head will be the first thing that comes in. Logically, we think usually, oh, I experienced that. I didn't really like that. And that's a distilling process, right? We call it the contrast. So you use the contrast and you're like, oh, I didn't really like that. So I want this instead. I didn't really like that. I want this instead. That's good. That's a great first start. But it involves the head. Eventually, you do want to drop down into the heart, because the head, we use the head for everything. We analyze everything. You think about the amount of brain processing that you do in a day. It's amazing. When it comes to matters of the heart, let the heart guide the way and choose the way a little bit more than your head, because your head will think in this analytical way. What makes sense? What aligns? What, that sort of thing. But the heart, when the heart feels something, it feels something and it knows something and it's communicating to us. It kind of tunes into our intuition a little bit too. When they talk about that gut feeling, you get that pull.
Or that chemistry.
Totally.
Now, I know couples who say that they had a list, this is what they wanted, and then they met one another. The chemistry was so strong. They went through qualities about one another that drive them crazy that they never wanted. They get along fabulously. Yeah. They have great relationships, and they've lasted.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
Really, at the end of the day, it is a little bit of throwing up the dice, isn't it?
It is a little bit. But I would say, like, if it's kind of, for me, it was really about getting refined in what it was that I want, because I had a lot of experiences that I didn't really like. So I used the contrast and I was like, okay, here's the list. When I met my husband, the first thing that happened was the initial bam. We were at Agape, which is Michael Beckwith. He's from The Secret. He has this beautiful spiritual ministry. And Gabriel stepped down off the stage. He was in the choir. And there was this heart pull that I could not deny. I felt energy pushing me toward him. And I'm like, this does not make any sense to me whatsoever. Like, from a logical perspective, he was from Trinidad living in the US. I'm from Canada, temporarily living in the US. None of it logically made sense. When we started dating and we started looking at the list.
Did you run up to him?
I did, actually. I went up to him and I said, I don't know why, but I feel like I need to introduce myself to you. My name is Tara. I said, you have a beautiful smile. You radiate a lot of light. And he was just glowing, and he reflected it back to me. And then he thought that I was with some other dude. So he was like, okay, well, it was really nice to meet you. And I was like, what's going on here? And it was 3 days later, we were at the same recording party. And we met again, and the rest was history. We were engaged within 6 months. And what was cool was our list actually matched up. Both of our lists matched up.
The list.
Yes,
What
the
are some of the things on your list?
Oh gosh, there was everything on there from spiritually awake and aware, somebody who is willing to do their inner work, because that was really important to me, because I knew if we wanted to go the distance, you got to be willing to do the work when the crap hits the fan. Somebody who was well-traveled, but I also had things on there, somebody who was into music, because I love music and I love singing. He's a musician. Somebody who pronounced, and I joked with my girlfriend about this. I said, wouldn't it be fun to find a man who said, instead of just chocolate, he said chocolate. And we would laugh about it, right? And honest to God, the first time he said it, he was like, would you girls like, because he has a Trinidadian accent, he says, would you girls like, some chocolate? I looked at my friend Michelle, I was like, oh my God. She goes, you have to marry this guy, right? And it was like down to like specific things like that we could laugh about. But it was everything on there, from emotional qualities, physical qualities, relationship dynamic qualities. And then there was that spark. There was no denying that energetic connection.
But I've been married now for 26 years, together for 28 years. And we've changed so much in that period of time. And so you have to be, as you said, willing to put the work in. But I'm not sure. I mean, I knew that I was going to marry my husband within 30 minutes of our first date, which was set up by a friend. Actually, Bill Hutchison set us up. But it was because he thought we'd work well together, and he was apparently right. Or actually, I think his aside was, or you'll kill each other within the first half hour. So... But it is a lot of work, and it's ongoing work, because your relationship changes. I mean, now our children are grown. We're empty nesters. Everything changes. Sex changes.
That's right. All of it does.
Desire changes.
And so it's still the willingness to choose each other. That's the thing about relationship, is that finding that partner, or what we call the one, finding the partner that you choose, it's a choice. Whether your heart makes a choice, your head makes a choice, the logical part of you makes a choice. And then you have to keep choosing, because every phase of your relationship is going to grow. It's going to be different. And if you choose each other and you keep choosing each other, then you'll be in. Because I said today you're celebrating how many years together?
26.
26
years.
Yeah.
OMG.
Right?
Oh yeah, I know. I'm like, who would have thunk? I mean, I think we said when we woke up, I said, who would have thought that we were the ones to survive? He said, absolutely no one. Like, no one. But I think we did. And I think what I was looking for in my list was somebody I thought who would be a good father.
Right.
Because I was, in my 30s or 30, and I wanted to get on with this.
Yeah.
But he had to have qualities that I lacked, that I thought he was bringing to the table as far as parenting.
Yep. That's beautiful.
Oh,
yeah,
thanks.
It's beautiful. And everybody be different. Like, everyone's list could be different. If you have somebody who's super analytical, they might have more of an analytical list. Somebody who's super emotional list. Somebody who's highly creative, a creative list. And then you've got the mixture of all of it. And it's all okay. It's you calling forward, you getting really, really clear on what it is that you want, and you stand in that. And you need to know yourself. You really need to know yourself, your likes, your dislikes, your wants, your not wants. And that's why I think sampling the ice cream, it's okay. It's a good thing to do.
I can't sample anymore.
Yeah, no, I'm not sampling anymore either.
So is this something that you can help people with that are looking to start relationships?
Yeah, for sure. I would say the first thing is really helping people take the pressure off of finding the one, and then really distilling down and getting clear on who you are as a person and what you want and what you desire. And then I think helping people really drop down into the heart, because when the heart is leading, let the mind make the decisions that are analytical in nature in life. Let your heart lead, because it's the heart that's going to take you through all that stuff. When the pain does come, when the hurdles come, it's the heart that's going to lead you through that. The head will too a little bit, but the heart's very, very important.
Do you think sometimes people put too much pressure? I mean, the idea of the one, they might be going out with the one, but they're thinking that there should be angels singing or something.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly it. It's a lot of pressure. That's why I think that if you drop down into your space, you just know. You have this feeling, you have this knowing if I'm in alignment with this person, if I'm not in alignment. Do I enjoy this person? Do I not enjoy this person? You know right away, but a lot of times the head gets in the way. And then we start thinking, oh, well, I don't know if I like this and I don't know if I like that. But if you just pay attention to the heart.
Well, when I listen
I'll
to
tell you.
people like Kate saying, I knew within 30 minutes, I've never known anything like that. And within 30 minutes, so I think, okay, it's been 30 minutes. I guess I won't even bother going out with him again.
3 dates, they say, before you're absolutely sure. Well, how can people connect with you, Tara?
Yeah, absolutely. My website is taraantler.com or on Facebook.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Well, she said she's magical, mystical, or a power.